I did just come across something. It was actually our brother Bonte posted it. It was something from a Warriors news thing, like the Kings beats, like Warriors talk or something like that. That kind of had a breakdown of Shams report that I have not read or heard, but apparently the offers now, I don't know if they're combining the two teams or they're in the same vicinity enough to where that they could be lumped together. But again, according to Shams, there's substantial money offers out there from both Sacramento and Phoenix. I don't know how that works with Sacramento. I don't know how we'll ask James when he comes back in a couple of hours, because I'm just too stupid to understand what you can and can't do. But it seems like there are financial offers out there for him. Good, something a lot closer to what he's looking for. It's just the Warriors can't seem to get what they want in trade return.
All right. I'm not sure. This was something that I asked earlier as well. What the Warriors need to sit down and figure out, what does this outcome look like for us? What are we trying to get out of this? Are we trying to get the greatest trade package of all time? Or are we trying to get something back in return in a market that has devalued a guy like Jonathan Kaminga and his trade value, and get ourselves together to try and make a championship run? I thought that's what this was all about. I thought all of this stuff, getting Jimmy Butler and trying to get everything in a row, was we're trying to get number 5 for Steph Curry. This whole charade that you're going through with Jonathan Kuminga and even threatening to bring him back into that locker room, you think that's going to get you closer to where you want to be? Like, I think they need to have a what are we doing here moment. Like, we got kind of lost in the sauce with not trying to get pushed around and get best value. What are we doing here? What are we really trying to do here with this franchise? Every time anybody talks about it, it's win a championship. All right. Is messing around with Jonathan Kuminga the best way to stay focused on winning a championship right now? I would say no.
Yeah.
Let's stop with the charade, and whatever you do, whether it's the Kings or the Suns or whatever, let's stop playing around and get this done so we can get back to the goal that we have for this franchise.
I was able to find the actual Shams report here that I was referring to a minute ago, and it reads as such. Kuminga and his agent, Aaron Turner, have used July to explore their sign and trades offers. The most significant negotiations have been with the Sacramento Kings and Phoenix Suns, getting proposals, plural, getting proposals up to 4 years, approaching $90 million in total, including a player option for the final season, sources said. Phoenix has made the most lucrative push via sign and trade. That tells me a couple of things. The approaching $90 million offer was clearly from Phoenix and not from Phoenix and Sacramento. How close was Sacramento's offer to what Phoenix has offered financially? 2, if it's in the vicinity, and we'll say vicinity being 15 million within, we'll say 75 million from Sac. Well, 75 million, I feel like, is in the vicinity.
Feels like, yeah.
Maybe the Kings' interest in Jonathan Kuminga is a little bit more serious than we thought. If we're talking numbers approaching, $75-80 million, that is significant interest. The game we're playing now is, and I'm sure Sacramento is looking at Phoenix going, they have nothing to give.
Right.
And so you may want this player, but you may want something from us. You're not going to be able to get that from them. And if we're the two teams making these financial, you've got a choice to make. A little bit or nothing. And that's what we were talking about before the commercial break a minute ago. Yeah. You want a little bit or you want nothing.
Our guy, the Hall of Famer,
Mark
Spears, is on NBA TV today. Actually, a little while ago, and was just kind of breaking down a little bit more of what's going on behind the scenes with Kaminga and the Kings and the Warriors and all this other stuff. I suggest you got that clip, man. We could run that.
Yeah, this quote's all over the chat right
Yeah.
now. Here is Mark Spears from NBA Today, the Hall of Fame.
He wants to go.
He wants to go.
He wants to go. And the Kings are offering a starting spot.
Okay.
Power forward next to Keegan Murray, next to Sabonis. He's talked on a Zoom call with Scott Perry, as you know, the GM.
Work that out for me. Hey, let's work this out in real time.
Mm-hmm.
He's offering a starting spot alongside Keegan Murray.
Mm-hmm.
Who's out?
DeMar probably.
Zach to 2.
Yeah.
Keegan to 3.
Mm-hmm.
DeMar gone.
Mm-hmm. DeMar
to the bench.
On the bench. Yep.
Kaminga 4. Okay, sorry, Jesse. Thank you. Go ahead.
Call with Scott Perry, as you know, the GM. BJ Armstrong, the assistant GM, and also with their head coach.
Okay.
So he's in.
Right.
He wants to go there, but I think that first, the Warriors don't like the first. And then the Suns, I heard they're like offering Royce O'Neal in 4 seconds and Nick Richards. That's just not pretty enough. He wants to go.
He wants to go.
All right. A couple things going on there.
You thought you didn't like Sacramento's offer. You gotta be kidding me.
Royce O'Neal in 4 seconds.
Hey, Drew Down. Devin Carter and like it, pal.
We just took Sark off the table.
Yeah.
We just took Dario off the table.
You know what? You don't get him. You don't get him anymore.
So one of the things that a lot of people are also talking about in the Shams report, because there's a lot with what the Hall of Famer said, and combining that with what Shams report out. Mm-hmm. Where do we want to start? Let's start with
Mark, because that's where we just let's start with Mark and go from there, because that is prevalent for so many reasons.
Yeah.
That's a pretty sizable shift. If Jonathan Kuminga is brought in for the dollars that we were talking about right there, that's a pretty sizable shift right there, putting Kuminga at the 4 spot. Now Keegan moves to the 3. You got Zach LaVine at 2, Schroeder at 1, of course, Domas at 5. And I guess you have a situation where now DeMar DeRozan is coming off your bench. And until further notice, you've got Malik Monk on the bench, and you've got, you've got that crew leading your second unit.
And that's,
I still believe there's another point guard signing, by the way. Leave it at that.
Yeah. And that's
I misspoke. I thought he was out of the country yesterday. He's not. He was at the Aces game. He's going out of the country in August.
Yeah. That's also, I want to say assuming, but just factoring in that DeMar's still here. Maybe DeMar, as much as they want to, I think Scott Perry wants him around. I think Scott Perry, it's not like at all costs, but he likes DeMar DeRozan in the building more than Kings fans seem to like him in the building. But he gets this deal done with Jonathan Kaminga, and that may mean that DeMar is expendable a little bit, or, he's coming off the bench, but he may give him the option to kind of fill out what he wants to do with that. Do you want to be here, be a 6th man, or do you want to go to Miami? Do you want to go somewhere where you can start? And with a guy like Jonathan Kuminga coming in, that and also looking at the landscape of the NBA, where there might not be contenders that would want DeMar right now, maybe DeMar is a little bit more open to coming off the bench in that particular situation. He wouldn't have been like, what are you benching me for Neek Clifford for? Like, I'm not interested in doing that.
Didn't even mention Neek Clifford in that.
Yeah, we're like, not interested in that. But, you get a guy like Kaminga, maybe I'm a little bit more open to that as well. So you talk about a seismic shift in how we look at some things. There's also the seismic shift in some respects about where the Kings' stance might be. The Kings have laid out a situation where, hey, we want you. We're planning for you. We want to give you everything that you're looking for in basketball terms. They're not going to overextend themselves, but this doesn't necessarily, to me, feel like, if it happens, it happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right.
It's nah, we want you. We kind of got plans for you if we can make this happen. Now, the money that they're trying to give him, that may be something that they got to work through as well. But everything that we've heard in the last week, and even reiterating today from hearing from Mark Spears and everything, is that interaction and that meeting went pretty well. And everybody came away from that, Kings front office and Jonathan Kaminga, like, hey, I'm in, let's see if we can make this happen. So
Jesse, can we hear, because I know you wanted to talk about the Shams report. Let's hear from Shams here real quick. Here's Ant-Man and Shams on this same NBA Today show.
I'm going to start with you. What is the latest with Kuminga and his contract negotiations here with Golden State?
Malika, this is turning into a battle of control over the short and long-term future of Jonathan Kaminga as a Warrior or otherwise. I'm told the Warriors presented Jonathan Kaminga with a 2-year, $45 million offer that contained a team option in the second season, as well as him forfeiting a built-in no-trade clause as part of the deal. So far, Jonathan Kuminga has declined all of the Warriors' offers. He has said no, and the theme for the Warriors right now is Jonathan Kuminga appears to want to control his destiny moving forward with two routes here. One being the qualifying offer that we see right there. He's saying he could bet on himself all day. That has an October 1 deadline, 1 year, $7.9 million. And if his mindset is about continuing to get power over his future and controlling his future, that would allow him to have a no trade clause next season. It would also give him access to unrestricted free agency in the summer of 2026. The other route for Jonathan Kuminga is sign and trades. The Phoenix Suns and Sacramento Kings have both had interest in him, have given him offers up to about 4 years, $90 million, have given him a player option as well, have also promised him a starting role, guaranteed minutes, and control over his future with that player option. But clearly, the Warriors, as of right now, have shunned all sign and trade offers. So right now, what we see is a stalemate between both sides, is both sides at a crossroads for a player that clearly believes that he has not been given the full amount of opportunity in Golden State. Clearly, he has a high level of self-belief right now.
Yeah, I mean, that we saw that in that social media post. There's a lot of options here is what I'm hearing that's on the table for Jonathan Kuminga. So, Anthony, you've been around this team throughout Kuminga's entire tenure, his entire time with this roster. Do the Warriors, because I hear confidence coming from Kuminga, do the Warriors feel confident that they will eventually reach a deal here?
Yeah, for sure. They've been pretty firm in the last few days saying, there's a reason why it's called restricted free agency and not unrestricted free agency. They kind of, hold the leverage on his future, and their preferred path clearly is the offer they put on the table. It's short term. It's tradable. That's how they've pitched it to Kuminga even, because it's something they could maybe trade in January at full value. But they say regardless, their stance is that as of right now, they're shutting down sign and trade talks. They found nothing appealing there. And they believe he's going to be on the roster. Their stance is he will be on the roster to start next season. And if that's the qualifying offer, that's what it is. The concern there, the flip side of that, is the messiness of this. It's already, as y'all can attest, has become kind of a messy restricted free agency. Yeah. How about when this gets to training camp? How about when the veterans are around, looking around, saying, is this going to be a distraction in one of Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green's final contention seasons? Yes. I think that's where there's a potential, pivot point, breaking point in this. But as of now, as Shams mentioned, it's a stalemate and it continues to be messy.
But right now, the Warriors are saying they're shutting down those sign and trades talks. So if they are looking to re-engage for the Warriors here at some point, Shams, what would a potential sign and trade eventually look like? Because they're saying right now they expect him to be on the roster.
Malika, the Warriors have been defiant. They want a good player. They also want an unprotected first-round pick, a good first-round pick. The Sacramento Kings, I'm told, have actually offered a first-round pick in those conversations. It's been a conditional first-round pick as well as a potential rotation player as well. But the Warriors have wanted the Sacramento Kings to give them an unprotected, fully first-round pick. The Suns, on the other hand, do not have a first-round pick to trade, so their deal would likely look at 1 or 2 rotation players and second-round draft compensation. The Warriors, though, do not want bad salary in return. They don't want players that they feel
The Suns are offering you ass.
Who is Rasheer Fleming?
Have the value moving forward that Jonathan Kuminga could have. So clearly their asking price has not been met in these potential offers. There's still about a month and a half, 2 months left before Jonathan Kuminga has a real decision to make with that October 1 qualifying offer.
Okay, so it sounds like there is a whole lot still on the table that Jonathan Kuminga and the Golden State Warriors need to come to an agreement.
We're good. Thanks, Jesse.
The Warriors.
That is laughable.
Look, man, people are going to get upset with this. Drew Down's going to get upset with this or whatever. The Warriors look dumb.
Well,
they look absolutely dumb.
Now hold on. They're playing a game too. Now the whole shutting down, sign and trade. That like settle down
and sign them back on the qualifying offer.
I have a take. I don't think Kings fans are gonna like.
What's your talk? What you got?
We have said, and we'll get to what ESPN wrote in a couple of minutes, but no matter Kaminga or not, Russ or not, if this is the squad that takes the floor in a couple months, so be it. Mm-hmm. They're not awful. Like, I know you're frustrated. I know you don't like the future. Separate discussions. Mm-hmm. In 2026, they're not awful. Mm-hmm. You want an unprotected first round pick?
We're on the same page. I'd give it real early.
Yeah, you want an unprotected first round pick?
30.
No.
Yeah.
No. You can have 2026 unprotected. Mm-hmm. Look, if y'all want to be upset over 13, okay. Mm-hmm. If what we're talking about is unprotected, mm-hmm. you could have 2026, bro.
100%. 100%.
You can have.
That's the same thing I was thinking when I saw that, when they talk about give them 2026. If you don't want to do that, maybe 2027. But I ain't going past 2027.
Nah,
because I don't know what the hell going on after that. I could be awful in 2 years.
Yeah.
Awful with everybody off the books. You're not getting one of those. You can get one of these next 2 years, and we could do it that way. But yeah, like you said, there's real potential that they what would this year have been? 14, 13, something like that, like you said? Lost in the play-in and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
The Hawks traded it. That was the Pelicans?
I think it was 14. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was 14. Yeah. Sure. We could do that. I want it. I hope I don't have to give it up. But once again, that's to me, and also hearing the things that came out of meeting with Jonathan Kaminga and what they potentially are offering and all this other stuff, that's not going to stop me from making this deal.
Everyone in the chatty house is a draft expert, and they said 2026 is too strong of a class. Fine, you could have 2027. Bro, you just can't have anything beyond that.
Yeah, people got to stop.
People
got to say, hey, no, you know what?
I still give up 2026.
But look, you know why people got to stop this? You know what I mean? And I'm watching. I'm not saying they're not, but I'm watching college basketball. I'm watching EYBL, high school, all this other stuff. Didn't they say the same damn thing about this year's draft?
Same thing.
For years. That Cooper Flag draft, bro, it is stacked. And all we found out was after 6 people, it was like, there's not really anything here.
They changed their mind so fast on that.
They say this every time there's a good draft, like, and we could have good ball players, but like literally there's 22 can't miss prospects. Like, stop, bro. Stop. Everybody for like 3 years. Yep. People were circling this draft for like 3 years.
Yep.
And then we got to the draft. And I'm like, well, it's really about 5 guys deep.
And then what happened? and then they caught in there. They caught it. They caught it. Hey, no, the umpire caught it. The umpire caught it. Official had stepped away. Umpire caught it.
I did step in right in time for that, but I didn't hear that.
Yep, Jesse's back and ruling from the official.
Yeah, that's a flag. The draft was how many?
You weren't even watching.
I walked in as soon as you said that. That's the first thing I heard.
You got flagged by the side judge and the official.
I go to heat up my lunch. You think you can act however.
You didn't see it.
Oh, I saw it.
No,
I heard it.
Come on.
Anyways,
if Michigan wasn't blocked, he would say something. Well, he's not blocked anymore. But
weren't there like a dozen trades after the 10th pick last month?
100%.
This was the can't miss draft, and everyone was like, ah. And by the way, we were one of them.
Yes. Nah, that Cooper Flag draft class about to be crazy. And everybody's gearing up. You ain't getting no first round picks in this draft. None. No trades will be made. All right. So that's all I'm saying.
All right,
2026. Yes, they got some really good ball players in there. The Monster, the Boozers, Arenas.
Now,
they got some good ball players.
Now, if you don't want to give up the unprotected out of fear of landing one of those guys, fair enough. This is Sacramento. It's happened once, and we got Purvis Ellison.
That's it. Always nervous Purvis.
I mean, it actually happened twice, and we messed up. But
at least we made the pick then. Yeah. And here's why I think,
can I go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and here's why I think the Warriors sound ridiculous and are moving in a real dumb fashion.
Yeah.
You're doing all of this because you don't like the trade proposals that are on the table. But according to Anthony Slater, our guy Anthony Slater, you're willing to sign him on the qualifying offer, which essentially there is no trade. There's a no trade clause, excuse me. And he's not coming back. So you're like, no, we ain't doing it. We'll just have him sign the qualifying offer and get nothing. That is dumb. As the guy once said that went viral and said, hide your wife, hide your kids. Are you dumb?
Hide your wife, hide your kids.
That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense to me.
If you ranked great internet moments of all time, would that be one of them?
Yeah, it's one of them. It's one of the first too.
It would
like
that would
Twitter
be,
era.
That'd be up there. Yeah, that would be
Hide your wife, hide your kids.
That'd be up there. Does it feel this could all be fake posturing? Does it feel like business is picking up a little bit?
Mm-hmm. It does.
Like, because Ant-Man asked the question, and I don't think he asked it not knowing the answer. I think he asked the question knowing exactly what the answer is. When he said, what's it going to be like when the veterans come around? Like, is this going to be a distraction? Yes, it's going to be a distraction. Imagine being Steph Curry entering, one of, I still think he has many left, one of your final training camps with a pretty decent team. And all of the questions on that first day are going to be about Jonathan Kuminga. You're Steph effing Curry, and they're going to be asking you about a 22-year-old kid. The reporters are going to be swarming his locker. They're going to run to Draymond Green to see if Draymond Green says something disrespectful.
And he will at some point.
Of course he will. The book has been written. We've seen this. Hell, we're at the point where they're going to be disrespectful to this kid no matter what happens. If a trade is done in 5 minutes, they're going to trash him that first week in camp. I won't say they. He and their sources.
Let them
they're
lose.
Going to trash him.
Let them lose 5 or 6. Well, guys back here in the locker room who aren't bought in. That's why we not winning, bro. This is, and once again, like I said, is this getting you closer to your goal? That's what the Warriors should be asking themselves. Is bringing Kaminga back in this situation getting you closer to winning a championship? If it's not, stop wasting your time and everybody else's time and this young guy's time.
We'll come back, man. There's a lot. I didn't think there was, but after listening to Ant, Shams, and most importantly, Mark Spears, there's stuff to discuss with this.